Well, well, quite unexpected, running into you here of all places. Our fates must truly be linked. You and the great Chen Gong. Not in the least. I've been vying for a thorough discussion with you for some time now. I've actually taken quite an interest in you. You move wherever the wind takes you, without being beholden to one specific lord. You were once part of an organization devoted to restoring peace in the realm, a survivor of the fallen. Is that so? Well, then I'd like to hear about it in detail when you do recall it. Pursuing stability, relying on the abilities of others, living a carefree, unobserved life, slowly growing old. A life where no one learns your name or what you have accomplished, where you just exist until you're no more. Your way of life is totally different, though, and that fascinates me. In this way, I too am a person who hopes to use my abilities to make a name for myself. Meeting Lord Cao Cao was truly excellent, but I don't want to live reliant on the abilities of others. I believe we are not too dissimilar, you and I. Oh, I did not expect you to hold back out of politeness. If you're not convinced, there's no need to force it. On the one hand, there are those who yearn for such a lifestyle. On the other, there are those who naturally throw themselves into it. They seem similar, but are fundamentally different. It is precisely for that reason that I believe we can form deep bonds together. I look forward to deepening this relationship. I hope you feel the same. Aha. And so we meet again. Our fates truly are linked, it seems. But once I lay eyes on you, my mind begins to race with conflicting thoughts. How about it? I'll tell you about how I left Cao Cao's side and became Lord Luibu's strategist. Whether you are an ally or foe, I respect you, and so I'd be grateful if you would listen to my tale. Why, you ask? Surely, you have something of an approximation already. Cao Cao is a great man, it cannot be denied. Truly one with the ability to realize his ambitions. And the subordinates he selects also possess incredible talent and wisdom. For many, there is no cause for dissatisfaction whatsoever. Under his leadership, unification of the land is a likely reality, and I have no doubt that his achievements will last far into the future. Cao Cao is a man who will accomplish supremacy through his own merit. It would be so simple and altogether too boring. I dream of carving my name into history myself through my own abilities. It's fine if you're not convinced. I'm aware that I've taken quite the liberty here. Do I end up as a renowned officer that used all his knowledge to outwit Cao Cao? Or a fool who clumsily fails? In either case, the name Chen Gong will be known to the world and etched into the annals of history. That being said, I have no intention of accepting defeat. With my mind and Lord Lui Bu's prowess, we are certain to obtain supremacy. What say you? Ride with us and leave your mark on this age. Well, it matters not. It seems that we have already chosen different paths. Those born into times of great struggle care only to live and die without the burden of regret. Watch closely, and you will see how grand my story is in the end. Well, well. Good fortune has brought us together once more. I never thought we would see each other alive again. Perhaps it is true that fate has tied our paths together. No. I actually find this moment quite poignant. This may well be the last time we are able to meet like this. Let's not waste this opportunity to speak with each other openly. Cao Cao will soon launch his attack to defeat Lord Lui Bu and I was somewhat surprised at Lord Lui Bu's decision to make our stand at Sha Pei. But it is my duty to adapt our strategy to any and all circumstances. This is a battle that either side could win. Do you understand what that means? So you have realized it too. And that is exactly why we will fight with all our strength. Whatever happens on the battlefield, only one side can be victorious, which means this is likely our last chance at friendly conversation. But you will never forget Chen Gong. You will remember me for as long as you cling to life. Of this, I am certain. And the reverse is also true. Your memory will live on, deep in the bottom of my heart. We will each serve as witness to the life of the other. What a feeling! I can hardly contain it. Yes, I am sure you feel it too. It took some time, but I think my influence has finally started to rub off on you. We have spoken openly and gazed into each other's hearts. Now we will have nothing to regret. We will next meet at Sha Pei. Which one of our ways of life will win out in the end? It shall be a battle for the ages.
It's you. I hardly expected to meet you in a place like this. Don't think I've forgotten your brazen behavior in the last battle. Don't try to act so modest. I'd never forget such a fascinating display. Clearly, you've got some pluck. Tenacious in mind and body, unlike the feeble fodder I usually encounter on the battlefield. Who in the world are you? Where did you achieve such strength? Well now, I sense no deceit in your eyes. I thought there was something odd about you. This certainly explains it. You've caught my attention, at the very least. If nothing else, you'd best remember this. Those who master strength stand above all and have the right to claim everything as their own. I am known throughout the world as the strongest. Everything under heaven is mine for the taking. And you You are akin to the dirt between my fingertips. Do you grasp my meaning? That's no skin off my nose. Still, if you end up in my sights, I'm sure I'll feel the need to take you down. Not that I would relish the undertaking. Besting you would be a troublesome task, indeed. I've said all I want to say. I'm leaving. Next we meet, try and show me strength that dominates all else. Go on, surprise me, if you can. So you've come. Hurry up and take a seat. Tales of your deeds have continued to reach my ears. However, I imagine other enemies hardly satisfy you after facing the strongest in combat. A humdrum response. I am the one who shall wage the ultimate warfare and claim everything in this world as my own. You are one of the few I'm willing to acknowledge, and yet you demonstrate no attachment to strength. In my youth, the truth of the world was carved into my body. The weak are oppressed and subject to all manner of degradation. Power was the only thing that changed me. I honed my skills and silenced my adversaries with brute force. Then I took to the battlefield and demonstrated my worth time and again. In short order, all who opposed me had vanished. The ones who remained extolled my martial prowess with abject devotion. Anyone can speak of morality and compassion, but these will never come to pass with mere rhetoric alone. Even the scoundrels and schemers desire the strength to triumph under any circumstance. Am I wrong? Indeed, I expected you to refute me, given all your deeds and having saved so many lives. I cannot comprehend you. How is it you've come face to face with death over and over, yet you side with those who are all talk? You should know that bravado and ambition rot with you in the earth when you leave this mortal coil. Those who would take to the battlefield shielded by the strong and perish as their hollow prattle fails them. The notion of a world filled with such rabble makes me sick. I will stand above all things and teach all the men and women of the world that might makes right. Quite kind, but one who knows both sides of the coin. Can you show me something more important than strength? Next we meet, do your best to change my way of thinking. You do provide me with a modicum of entertainment, after all. The dawn takes on an exceptional quality in your presence. I'll admit it. You possess a strength that rivals my own. So, too, do I admit that you've shaken my faith in the absolute nature of strength. You have cause to rejoice, for I recognize your existence. My skill in battle still exceeds your own, but all of your strength has brought us on even footing. I, who cared for naught but myself, found myself desiring you. Now that battle looms on the horizon, I will await the day you become mine, for now. But once I have claimed all under heaven, I swear I shall have you as well. As if I would let you go. Chasing down my target is my specialty, after all. Still, I am astonished to have found something I value more than strength. So, too, am I forced to consider the merit of your beliefs, given the impact of your deeds. That being said, I have no intention of changing. I simply mean to have you, who showed me this different possibility, for my own. If you possess some ability superior to strength, I will simply become stronger and keep that ability under my control by force. After all, they say the greatest joys are to be saved for last. No one but you has ever provoked such passion in me, and no one else ever shall. I'll have you take responsibility for that. With you around, life will never get boring, even after I've claimed this world. You'd better make it through all of this alive, for you are the only one who can offer me such amusement. If you were to die for some mundane reason, I'll drag you out of the grave myself, and don't you forget it.
Oh, meeting you here by mere chance. This certainly is a strange occurrence. And how has life been treating you these days? You being you, things must be going quite well, right? Oh, is that so? That spark in your eyes tells a different story. But seeing you face to face tells me all I need to know. You are one of the more interesting characters around. You are no one, so you can yet be someone. You can be someone, and yet you are still no one. As good a question as any. What my words mean depends entirely on the choices before you. What I'm saying will become clear eventually. You'll get it sooner or later. I'll have my eye on you to see how you progress, too. The Shuijing retreat is open for people like yourself, you know? You seem to be in rather high spirits. Oh, yes. Might you remember what I said to you before? You are no one, so you can yet be someone. And you can be someone, and yet you are still no one. Does that ring true to you? We're all lost before we find our way. Just thinking about it is progress enough. What you choose will, in turn, be who you become. That's what I wanted to say. Right now, you're figuring out the path you should take. It's plain to see on your face. The path you ought to take. Oh no, I'm afraid I was giving advice beyond my station. For what kind of person am I? What kind of person will I become? I have no right to speak of such things to others while I myself remain unsure. Well, it is a shameful thing. Haha, together it is then. I must say, I'm glad to hear you say that. Each time we interact, I walk away feeling energized anew. Now, I've no excuse to avoid putting my all into the matters ahead. You've truly brought a storm upon my head this time, eh? Don't say you forgot. Remember the time you and a certain tactician visited my humble abode? Well, I admit, I don't mean to seriously admonish you. Rather, I'm actually quite thankful. You gave me the final push I needed to get my thoughts in order after being lost for a long time. I must confess, I've been perplexed by the issue for some time now. You're striving to become someone, whereas I haven't even been trying. I've just been existing in obscurity. I used to struggle greatly in communicating with others, and my hard work was constantly met with mockery. It was then that Master Shui Jing took me under his wing. I had begun seeing the world as unfairly obtuse, even when my efforts were finally recognized. I found the idea of choosing my own path burdensome, let alone actually walking it. It was thanks to you that I was able to reform my attitude, and for that, I am forever grateful. What are you saying? You came to me at the deepest point of my slump. What we give and receive determines our fates with one another. Master Shui Jing told me that. You hold so many bonds with different people and have discovered your own path. I think others see you as one who provides guidance. It may take different forms, but you have the gratitude of those around you. I know that to be true, as I'm one such person. I hope that we can stay close as we continue upon our own paths, the ones we've chosen for ourselves, without hesitation.
Ah. Sit. Relax. No need to be shy. Now, about your splendid display on the battlefield. I've had my eye on you for a while now. You were most impressive in the recent battle against those bandits. Humility is all well and good, but you must lay claim to your achievements if you want to move up in the world. As I said, I've been following your career with interest. And when someone such as me takes notice, well, let's just say you should be striving to be more than just a common soldier. You have excellent battle instincts, work well with comrades, and, plainly put, look as if you belong on the battlefield. I'd like to hear how you acquired these skills. You don't remember? Do you expect me to believe that? But then, you are not lying, are you? Very well, I shall ask no more. I remain curious, but I am content to let your results speak for themselves. So, what say you? Will you join the Yuan clan? You could go a long way with us. Ah, yes, I remember. A little bird told me that you dine at the table of Lord Wang Yun. I have extended a most gracious invitation, but please, there's no need to feel any guilt for turning me down. It is merely my duty as a noble clansman to extend a hand of support to those who show great potential. I am sure that as long as you flourish on the battlefield, we will meet again. So, no hard feelings. I wish you good health and prosperity. We meet again. You were most impressive in the Battle of Jiachao. I wondered what had become of you after Wang Yun's death, and had not realized you had joined Kongsun Zan. Instead of entrusting yourself to me, you appeared as an enemy. Still, I can't claim to be surprised. I'm just glad to see you in good health. It's just unfortunate that we find ourselves on opposite sides. But you follow your own path. I see that. You are not my vassal, so the choices you make are your own. Whenever I see someone with a bright future, it is my habit to help them, even if I cannot persuade them to join me. As you should be. Tonight, I have prepared a splendid feast. Eat what you will, fill your belly, and prepare yourself for the morrow. One day I intend to rule over all of the land, and it behooves me to treat well those who gather under my roof. Otherwise, I will never win the hearts of the people. I am fortunate to have been born into one of the greatest clans of our time, and I will not succumb to the temptations of tyranny. In fact, I am so benevolent that I forgive certain fools who refuse invitations to become one of my people. If it weren't for my family's noble name, I might have dragged you into my service kicking and screaming. Then perhaps you should appear more forlorn. I won't have you trying to protect my pride in this roundabout way. If you care to know who I truly am, apart from my noble name, then be sure to always answer my summons. You speak your mind and do not put on airs. I find that refreshing. Now, my household staff will be putting the finishing touches on tonight's feast. I am a man of means. There are no obligations, just an invitation to enjoy some fine food. Let's go. Ah, I'm pleased to see you. Though it is the eve of battle, you appear as calm as always. Come, sit. Let us talk as friends. Now is not the time to stand on ceremony. Still, I am surprised to see you here. I sent the letter with little hope of a reply, let alone a personal visit. Indeed. I also wanted to see you again. I could not go myself, so I thank you for taking the risk to come here. Things could have been different between us. Here we are, forced to meet in secret like conspiring thieves. I regret not making you mine before parting ways with Cao Cao. But I only have myself to blame. I let pride get in the way. Once you agreed to serve Cao Cao, you would never leave him. Admirable, I suppose, but now it has come to this. I know you, through and through, thanks to that night we spent together. Of course you do. Nor will either of us forget it, no matter what happens. Now, what to do tonight? Given the circumstances, I'm not able to extend my usual grand hospitality. But since you went to the trouble of sneaking in here, the least we can do is talk for a while. We'll forget about our situation for a while, and I'll tell you all there is left to tell of Yuan Shao. Come, let's go somewhere more agreeable. I won't take no for an answer.
Over here. It's been a while. You look well. Good to hear. I haven't seen you since you and the great bearded lord gave that corrupt government official a good kicking. To think, I'd run into you now. Did you... No. Never mind. I wonder if our fates are intertwined somehow. The Yellow Turbans will soon launch an attack here. Could it be that you are here with the forces sent to suppress them? You mean as if by accident rather than intent? When I met you before, you struck me as someone who would extend a hand to help the weak. Not the sort who'd become a government pawn. Maybe you are trying to impress someone powerful. It is true that there are times in life when one must resort to relying on power for the sake of what is right. But wielding that power can change a man. Maybe that happened to you. But listen to me, Natter. I must go. But I'll see you again soon, I suspect. In turbulent times like these, men and women have to fight for what is necessary for their survival. I don't blame you for your choices. Perhaps you'll show me the same consideration the next time we meet. Fancy meeting you in a place like this. In such turbulent times, it's a strange thing to seek food for the mind rather than bread for the stomach. But then, who am I to talk, huh? That's right. You know I fight for the Yellow Turbans. Worry not, I won't be here long. So you fight with the volunteer forces. How is it that someone who once raised their fist at the Imperial Court is now a pawn of that same tyranny? Tyranny. Are you saying that the Yellow Turbans are as bad as the government forces? Right now, I honestly don't know what the correct answer is. Brethren who swore to fight evil for the sake of a just future are now running amok beyond my control. And instead of trying to stop them, I skulk in shops looking for answers in books. Of course, I know there are no answers here. But what else can I do? Guess you're right. I've been avoiding it for too long. Perhaps it was the hand of heaven that led me to this bookshop today. In your eyes, I fancy I see the sky reflected in the moments before dawn. This long darkness will end and the sun will rise again. I'd like to think so. If only I had someone like you by my side. Now this brings back memories. It hasn't changed a bit. Like a place frozen in time. Don't you think so? Now. You surely knew I'd be here. And why? I wonder how he is. The one who reminds me so of a great white phoenix. I came here in search of medicinal herbs, and in his noble generosity, he taught me the secrets of his art. He bid me to help those in need, and sent me out to bring the people a vision of a better world. Well, we both know how that worked out. Yes, but it's not the only reason. I wish to thank you. You spoke to me with encouragement when my brethren ran amok and I felt helpless to stop them. You inspired me to stand my ground and stop the others. Had that chaos continued, countless innocent lives would have been swept up in it. Just surviving in this world is a hard, painful task. And I, who hated that misery more than anything, was adding to it. No matter how many times we drag ourselves out of the pit of despair, we are doomed to fall back in. But even in such a world, I continue to fight for something better. Perhaps it is. I like it here. It would feel good to stop struggling for a while, rebuild my strength. As the great sage Zhang Jiao, I brought the people a dream of peace. And I'm not yet ready to relinquish it, even if it is against the will of the very heavens. Ah, Guardian of Peace, I'm glad you were the one sent to defeat me.